Well, it may not look like we've done much, but there's progress being made on the box truck. I went ahead and I trimmed these corner pieces down, so now the battery boxes open up. We can take just a quick peek inside here. There's a bunch of stuff we got to do. Sorry about the lighting with the box truck in here. There's no room for a light up there, so that had to be removed, so it's kind of dark. But I got those trimmed up, and we received the seal finally the other day. And this thing will work pretty good, I think. This part, this long part goes on the back of the box, and then the cab seal's there. So that'll work. And my brother came by yesterday, and we were going to throw the seal in here, get this all cleaned up and put it in. But we found a big rust hole on top, so I'll crawl up there and show you that. And here's where our awesome rust hole was. It was warm enough yesterday that we could just throw some Bondo on there, some fiberglass Bondo, and some fiberglass mat, whatever stuff, to kind of fill that hole. It's not pretty right now, but the only part we were really concerned about was this back part. We wanted to make that solid, so we've got that done. The rest we can make pretty later if we want to. The important part was just get that seal ready, or that where it's going to seal, get that all patched up. So now that that's done, I think today we're going to go ahead and put that seal in, which means we'll have to back this out of the shop and lift up the box and glue that seal in to the back. We're also going to throw some silicone underneath and come to the back here, and we're going to clean up these corner pieces, grind all the paint off of this part back here, and grind off the bottom here so it's nice and clean. And I think we're going to remove this trim stuff because it's in the way and it's all dinged up and probably pretty rusty underneath, so we want to see what's going on underneath there before we get it all put together. More work, but better to find it out now than down the road. So I think that's what we're going to get done today, and once we get the box back down, we can go ahead and just drill holes here and bolt the box to the frame. And once that's done, we can kind of make sure it's square and bolt the cab to the box and get these things welded in. I think that's about as far as we're going to get today. So let's see what happens. Well, we've got our new seal on here. What we did was we lifted up the box, pulled it back, and took some silicone and put on the cab and on the seal, glued it to it. And once that was dry and stuck on there, we just ran a bead of sealant and a bead of silicone on the bottom, and then dropped the cab or the box back down on the cab, and she's pretty much in. It worked pretty good. There's a few little spots I think we may need to add a little silicone there where it was kind of uneven, but other than that, I think it worked pretty good. And around the back here, my brother's ripping off this lovely chrome trim. We're cutting it rather than take the screws out because they just strip the bit out. So once we get these off, we'll pull it back into the garage and bolt this box down. Well, alright, we've got the sides bolted down here. We've only got 3 bolts in here. We've got carriage bolts that go through and with nuts on the bottom. And we've only used 3 on each side, but that should hold it together, because when we get it all straightened out, the front of the box will be bolted to the back of the cab all the way around. And this will be welded solid, so it shouldn't really move. And as you can see, we got the chrome stuff off, and it's pretty flaky here, but it's still solid. So I think we're just going to clean that up and paint it rather than cover it with another piece of metal, because obviously the moisture finds its way in there and starts to rust stuff. So we've got that to do. And another reason why I think 3 bolts along the side will be fine is we're actually building basically an entire box in here, another box inside this box. And the reason we're doing that is right now we have about 1.5 inches here of space where we can put foam and insulation, and I don't think that's going to be quite enough for what we want to do. So we're going to actually build the wall out another roughly 2.5 inches. We're going to use 2x3s, and we're going to build out the walls, the floor, and the ceiling, and put extra insulation in there so that we're set for this thing to roll in the winter time, and it'll cut down on our energy use when we're heating it in the winter, and it'll cut down on the energy use when we're cooling it in the summer. So that's going to eat up quite a bit of room, a lot of ceiling height and wall space on the sides, but it's better that way, I think, to keep it climate controlled. In the end, we're going to have, I think, 6'4" from where you stand to where the ceiling is. So that's just enough space to really stand up and walk around. My brother's about 6 foot, a little over 6 foot maybe. So that'll work out just barely for him. So there won't be any lowering it or anything. And when we lowered it here, obviously we didn't lose any space because we dropped the whole frame, we dropped the floor and everything. So I think that's where we're going to end it for now. And when we come back, we'll have to do a bunch of crap before we can get the floor in. One thing we got to do is put that gas tank, stick that hose through the side there, get that all fixed. There's some wires we have to run, and we're going to do it before we put the floor in to make it easier. We're going to run along this frame rail here for the brake lights. We're going to straighten up the box, get that bolted to the cab, get this welded back here, and remove all this bracing. And once that's done, I think we'll be ready for the floor. We got a few more parts. I'll show you what we got here, and we'll put them in future videos. Well, here's some of the stuff we got. We got obviously 2 sets of mud flaps, and they'll go in front of and behind the wheels. We want to put them in front of the wheels to kind of protect that box, and we want to put them behind to protect that rear bumper, and obviously we don't want to kick rocks up at other cars and stuff. So 2 sets of mud flaps. This box is full of wire clips, so I can just drill a hole into the side of the frame there and then fold this over, and that'll hold that the wire for the brake lights in. We've got some flashing here that we're going to put along the side. We're going to cut out this rusty part here on the bottom and stick that to the side rather than use the original trim. And we've got inside the truck, we've got Jesus on the dashboard and a couple of lights actually, because one of the LEDs was one of the LED brake lights was out, so we bought a set of them. Got a hole saw to cut the holes. Well, we got 2 hole saws because cutting holes sucks. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've got for it right at the moment, but we'll continue this in the next video.